People, DJ Darren, RV Life, DJ Darren here. This is going to be a three-part series on how to pass smog. This is video number 1 on how to pass your smog. So here we go. Okay. You are having an issue on your car and you're getting a code P0420 or P0430. Both of those mean that your catalytic converter is showing too rich, and most probably that is bad. Now, before you even go messing with this, I would suggest you try new oxygen sensors. You would do the downstream ones, so the ones that are important that fail or that would make you fail on the codes and whatnot would be the downstream. So if you have a V8, you'll have a downstream one on each side. If you have a 4-cylinder, then you'll just have one. And you'll probably have an upstream one too as well. But you'll want to replace the downstream one. You can buy generic ones on Amazon or eBay and make sure they have the original cap and the connector, and it should be okay. Don't get the ones you got to wire up. Just buy the one with the original connector and it'll work just fine. You might find a huge price difference. Some of these can be $100, and so you can buy them for 20 bucks. Okay, so now you've replaced your oxygen sensors, your downstream ones, and you're still getting your code P0420 or P0430. P0420, I believe, is the passenger side on a V8, or it'll be just the only side if it's a 4-cylinder. That just means it's the single side. Don't quote me on that, but it's one side or the other. And then P0430 will be the other side, which I believe is the driver's side. So, more common is the P0420 side, and this is how you're going to do it. So this is video 1 of how you can address that. Okay, now I have my 2005 Police Crown Victoria cop car, and it has codes. It's got the P0420, and unfortunately, this little piece right here on the Crown Vic can be almost $1,000 just for that part, and you got to replace 2 of them. So that's $2,000 in parts plus labor. So you're looking at $2,500 just to replace the cats on a Crown Victoria or a Grand Marquis. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So you may be in a situation where you can't do that, and you're like, no way, I'm not going to do that. And you need to pass smog so you can work or whatnot, or maybe just temporarily fix the situation. And so this is going to get you to pass. Basically what happens is the computer, this catalytic converter or whatever here, it cleans up the air. Okay, so it'll be a certain amount of efficiency. Okay, so it would be maybe 98% efficient, then 97. As time goes on, it gets a little bit less efficient. Once the computer reads it to be 93% efficient or 92, then it trips the code and it says it's no good anymore. And that doesn't mean it's not still cleaning. It just means it's 1% or more percent off of what it needs. I mean, and that's not right. You shouldn't have to replace that, because if it's 93% is the cutoff and it's cleaning at 92% efficiency, that's still good. But for you, that's going to cost you $2,500. So we're trying to avoid that, because it's off 1% or 2% efficiency, that we have to replace all this, and it's still working good and it still cleans. And unfortunately, I live in California, so that's why we really got to do this. We need to beat those codes. So if you look at my other videos, I just passed a Prius, and you'll see how I did that. But this is my official series on how to do this. And so what you're going to need to do is you're going to go to O'Reilly or AutoZone, and you're going to grab yourself a 2-pack. Unfortunately, I don't have the package, but you're going to grab you a 2-pack of these. They're called spark plug non-foulers. So you're going to go buy a 2-pack of spark plug non-foulers. This is what they look like. They're made to screw onto the end of the spark plug in case your spark plug's fouling or different situations. But really, what we use them to do is to pass smog. And so basically what you do is you screw this onto the end of that, but you'll see that this is too big, it won't go through that hole, so you have to modify it and you have to cut out the center of that. So see how that is? Okay, that's the original. This one's from the Prius, so I got to put this back on the Prius, and then I need to buy a 2-pack because I need 2 of these for my cop car. I only need 1 for the Prius. So as you see, this will screw right on here, and let's see if I can do this with it. So anyway, you get the gist here. Screw that on there, okay? So what it does is it just limits the oxygen that can get to the spark plug. Or I'm sorry, it just limits the oxygen that can get to the oxygen sensor. That's all it does. So now instead of all that oxygen coming in the sides, it can only come into the top, and so it kind of fools it. So it's basically less air going to it, and it kind of fools it. So you see these little side holes in here. Right here, there's a little side hole there. This is a shitty one, but there's one at the end there. But anyway, so it just limits the air, and it fools it, so it thinks it's less carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide coming out, so then it kind of passes it. So that's what you're going to do, is you're going to drill this out enough so you can fit it on to your oxygen sensor. Screw that on there tight, nice and tight, and then you're going to screw this whole thing back on normally, back onto your exhaust. So let me, bear with me here. So just have it, and then you'll just put that right back on there and fix it back on. Okay, and it'll look like that. Alright, now you may need to go to video 2 or 3, because I recently just tried this, and for the first time the SMOG place failed me, because they looked underneath there, and in California they don't test the tailpipe if you're 2001 and up. So they just look around, they make sure all your SMOG stuff's there, they check it, and then they'll pass you. No, they looked underneath there and they saw that, and they said, yeah, no, we failed you because that's illegal, we can't have that on there. So I was like, shoot. So that was the first time. That just happened on the Prius, but I was still able to pass. You'll have to see video 2 of how I passed. But in your state or whatnot, your situation, you may be able to just get away with this. If they don't get under there and look at that, then you're going to pass. Now what you're going to do is you're going to install that on there, and you're going to drive your car around until your engine light goes off for that code. So it'll be P0420 or P0430. If you're doing both sides, then those codes will go away and your computer will clear. And if they don't look under there and look at that, then you will pass. But if they do, they will fail you, like they did for me here in San Diego, California. And I had to go to my second step, which would be my second video. You'll have to see how to pass in case you need to do that. And you probably will. They're getting pretty tough now. They've been looking for these on the oxygen sensors. They're pretty aware of it. I don't know about your state, but California is pretty damn aware of these now. So if you want to just go to step 2, video 2, check that out, and that's pretty much, that is a guaranteed way to pass. But we still use these, but we do different steps. And then also we'll have video 3 if you really need to take it of another level, and so you'll pass. So we're gonna get you passed, alright, because you can't afford whatever it is, $500 to $3,000 just to SMOG your car. Probably not even worth that much. This is ridiculous to have to pay that. The working class can't afford that. Most people don't have savings. Who wants to spend $3,000 just so you can pass SMOG? That's ridiculous. My car only costs $1,000. I bought my car used, so there's no way I would pay anywhere near that amount ever. And you could go to a junkyard and find some used ones, but if they got too much miles on it, they won't pass either, so you're kind of stuck. So use this method, you'll be okay. If you want to check it out, check out my video 2, and if you need, go to video 3 and check that out as well. Alright, I appreciate you guys checking out my videos, Check out my channel, RV Life with DJ Darren. Thank you.